Hey there, it's Tom O. Welcome to the latest Tom Ozone podcast, Beyond the Blind. I'm joined, as always, by Bill Brown, retired regional director for Ducks Unlimited. We have no Brad with us this week, so we have a very special guest host, one of the stars of Maine Cabin Masters. It's Jedi.
Quack.
So, yes, thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for coming.
Yes, well, I appreciate you having me here.
Once again.
Our
Our previous episode is lost to the ether. In another dimension, that aired, and it was very popular.
It's in the multiverse somewhere.
yeah, you know it. So, do you remember the first duck you shot?
Oh goodness, I can tell you where I was. I was down on the sands on the Kennebec, down on Sand Island. Yeah, it was a black duck.
How old were you? What happened?
Well, I'm gonna say 8.
He was probably
8. We couldn't take a gun until we were 10, but
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about those years.
Yeah.
That's right. That's all changed now.
yeah, no, it was in the duck blind when I was 5 and 6 years old,
sure.
going down, hunting with my father and his buddies, and just watching, enjoying. But yeah, I think by 8, I had shot my first bird.
What were you shooting for a gun?
I was a little 20 gauge, little Remington over and under 20 gauge. Yeah, my father always had a rule: if you can hold the gun out straight with one arm, then you were able to shoot it. That's how my father determined what guns we were able to shoot. If you can hold it out straight, steady with one arm, then you were ready for it.
you got a 10 gauge now. You couldn't do that with Tom.
Yeah, I know that thing's 11 and a half pounds, but it needs to be that heavy just to take it's a side by side, so it needs to be that heavy just to take the gumption out of it.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Did you let it land or just shoot it in the air? Do you remember?
I think it was in the decoys. I think with that little of a gun, I think it was in the decoys. I think my father wanted to make sure that I downed the bird and didn't just start swiping as they were flying.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with water swatting. I've always said that.
A duck's a duck. No matter how it lays down, a duck's a duck, right?
When they're being breasted out and you're going to eat them, I don't think you can tell the difference.
And especially
Actually, you can because there's
Yeah,
no
there's
there's
no
no pellets
pellets
in the
in it.
breast of the one you water swatted.
Right. They're well protected.
The great Phil Robertson once
Yeah,
said, "If
that's
it's
right.
flying, it's dying.
Yeah.
If it's just sitting there, it's still dying."
It's- and especially nowadays where there's so few birds. Like if he lands before I'm able to see it, then
And it's so much cost per pull of the trigger, depending upon what you're shooting these days.
Yep.
You know, even just steel, it's what, $2 a pop? Well, no, it's $1 a pop.
Pop.
But anything more exotic than that, whether it's bismuth or that TSS stuff, man, that gets super
It's up
crazy.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
You been down the river this summer at all? See any ducks or no?
I have a lot of geese. Haven't seen a ton of ducks. I've taken the Sea-Doo down to Booth Bay probably a dozen times or so far this year, and a fair amount of ducks up by Bobby Moody's place right there in Randolph.
Sure.
I think he keeps them pretty healthy over
Yeah.
the off season, but no, not a lot of signs so far. But it's been hot. Yeah, it's been
It
hot.
has. They're hiding.
Yeah.
I think the molt's a little late. I think it's running a little later. I've heard and seen more sandhill cranes than I've seen geese fly
Really?
at my place.
Yeah.
There are geese all over the place. I haven't seen many ducks, though.
Yeah.
But yes, and also sandhill cranes. They're certainly exploding in this area. I mean, that's something new. It was, a rarity. We had the Audubon people down back because the first ones showed up here on Great Pond.
Right,
And,
right.
and then now they're everywhere. That's crazy.
And I guess I've never looked into it. Is there a season nowadays? No. it's
Not in
still-
this part of the country.
Yeah, no.
No, they got to be a lot more. We've asked Brad.
It's time.
Right.
If they're taking over.
Well, they're supposed to be delicious, right? What do they call them? The ribeye in the sky.
And
Ribeye in the sky.
they are delicious. They are delicious.
I mean, a goose is pretty good. It's like a 2 steaks when do you, when you dress it out.
Yeah. I've never tried it. I don't know.
What, Sandhill? No,
No.
I haven't either, but it's supposed to be good. But so you grew up obviously on the Kennebec. Baker's camps, smelt camps,
Yep.
or smelt shacks. What'd you guys call it?
Baker Smelt Camps.
Yeah, Baker
Yep.
smelt camps.
Baker Brothers that were at the very beginning. And
We always fish down there. But so you obviously grew up on the river. Is that basically where you cut your teeth on duck hunting?
yeah, yep, absolutely. And my father and his buddies, old Greg Ellis and Wendell Hoke and Dave Albert, and there was just a pile of them that, I mean, every day they were out gunning, every day. But
And you got to tag along.
always. I was probably more of a burden than I was a help, early on, but
Well, you were probably the retriever.
yeah.
Did they have dogs?
I swam on occasion. Yeah, we usually, had a couple of dogs with us, 1 or 2 dogs. But a lot of it out of the Skull boat. A lot of sculling up and down the Kennebec and the Easton, coming up into the Easton and sculling that way. But yeah, just been on the water since way before I can remember.
What are your favorite memories of that time? Just hanging out with those guys while they're on shore.
Yeah.
After the hunt, just as much as during it.
A breakfast in the blind. We always had a little grill with us, and always cooking up breakfast sandwiches. And we'd camp out quite often. My father would set tents back in the tree line, and wake up and you're right there, duck blind, right ready to roll. That was always fun. A lot of fun for my brother and I.
No one's going to beat you to the spot then.
You're right where you need to be.
Yeah. Just don't keep those decoys out right there.
Yeah.
The law's written right in there for Mirror Bay. Do not keep those decoys out. Don't put them out till the morning.
Back when you had the place on Cobbossee, did you guys used to hunt out of there as a family group?
Not a lot. No.
No.
For some reason, we didn't hunt Cobbossee much growing up. It was always the Easton and the Kennebec.
Isn't that funny?
Yep. Later years, I definitely would hunt out to Cobbossee and still do.
Yeah.
But the river is just so much fun. It's fun. You got one way up, and it's north to south. It's not every different direction. They're coming
2 ways to look.
We're coming one way or the other.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about river hunting. It's so tough because there are so many different coves that they can pick. Who knows which one they're going to pick that day, right?
Yep. And especially with the lack of hunters nowadays, it's even harder on the Kennebec or any of the big rivers. There's just nobody moving birds.
We've said that.
I would give away tickets to come down to the Madomic.
Just
if I thought George.
We can tell you exactly where to go. Here's where you need to go.
Yeah,
You need to be here,
I'll help
here,
you
and
set
here.
up.
Yeah, and it will bounce them around, move them back and forth.
Right. You need all 3 spots covered, and then everybody will benefit, But if you're just in one of those spots,
it doesn't do a thing. It's like Georgie's out on the island there. We're at the north end of that little gullet, and whenever you shoot once, twice, 3 times, they just go right just down to the other end, and then they park right there.
You might as well pack up and go home.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep. You can watch them light right down at the mouth, and
right
it's
after
like
them.
they're not coming this way.
Do you get a blind down there?
He does.
Yeah.
Yep.
You still got the blind in Waldoboro?
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
No, we went down probably once. I went down once or twice with Georgie down to Waldoboro, but we didn't go to a blind. We just kind of set up a couple different spots.
He had a great place, but a hard spot. It was a tough.
I've been down in there. It's still there. Well, as of a couple of years ago. I went down into there, and it was still there. But
yeah, and that was kind of like his Cobbossee blind. It was there, but it was a little rough, and that's kind of how I was able to start using it. Went over there, we took a bunch of materials out, put a nice roof on it, and sturdied it up, and got some new, kind of set it up, straightened it out, a lot better now. So it's a good solid blind where it is, right there in the mouth of the that little inlet there.
Well, it's good to keep those places, yours, because if you vacate them, it's like the old rock blind outside. That rock blind, everybody's hunted that. Everybody thought they'd add to it, put more. Now they got it 6 feet tall, except ice storm. The last couple of winters have knocked it down.
Yeah. And really, less is more
Less
with
is
those.
more.
I mentioned Wendell Hoke, they're a good buddy of my father's who taught my father how to duck hunt. Wendell would go down to the point just by himself, no blind, no nothing, throw out 3 or 4 decoys, and lean up against a tree.
Yep.
Lean right up against a tree, and he would limit out every time he went.
Yep.
You know, that was it. Simple, just simple.
Yeah, simple is best. Well, you know, nowadays there's so many electronic decoys and stuff like that. Have you got into any of those? The swimmers, the kickers, the ripplers, the whatever. The pissers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's got every single kind that you can possibly have.
I might as well, you know, just because you see it, you want to try it, you want to just, you
Bring
know.
them over sometime. We'll have a battery charging
That's
afternoon.
the problem. That's the problem. Yeah. I've got a lot of those feeders that just kind of sit there now. I don't, you know, they stopped working, you know.
They work great out of the box.
Yep. Lasted about a season, maybe.
If you can get a couple of years out of him, you're like, oh, right. It was, I think, maybe worth the money.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know.
Just another static decoy now.
Yeah. I 2 things that I use now more so than any of it is one of the raft mats. I've got a couple of the raft mats.
Oh, really?
Oh man, it's so easy. So just set right up. And
I might know where there's a couple of those.
Yeah.
We are fans of the decoy raft for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's
We only run them mainly for divers, just, you know, to help simulate that little pod and then run strings off them. But actually, you've run them for black ducks, did you?
I did.
You know?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, they look realistic. The ducks do bunch up like that, you know.
And if you don't, you know, don't overload the thing, so they are bunching up. You spread them right out, so even when they're moving, they're not.
It'll hold 30, but put 24 on it.
Yeah, I might even have a dozen to 15 on my big mat.
Yeah, and double latch the outsides. It's good.
Yeah.
They take up some room in the boat though.
Yeah.
Are you talking the dabblers? You know, like black ducks, mallards? Are you running those decoys on them, or for divers? Yeah.
Yep.
And you've used them for sea ducks as well. I mean,
Great for sea ducks. Great for sea ducks.
You put a nice set of those. You double them up, put 2 rafts together, and then run a long line out with a spinner in the center. Oh my goodness.
Yep. And then I made one myself. I probably should have just bought one, and I can't recall what they call the company that makes them, but it's the.
I think it's Rig 'em Right, isn't it? Is that the ones that make
the decoy spreader?
Oh,
do
you make it out of PVC?
PVC and bungee cord. You know, it's got a little 4-way and some 1/2-inch 3/4 PVC, and
I learned a long time ago, if they build it and you can use it, don't try to don't rebuild it.
Come on, we made our own decoy rafts.
Yeah, but that was
mine
a
was
struggle. I had $3 less involved in it than I did if I had bought one.
Right.
You know,
mine work great. I still use them. I've got like 2 or 3 that I take with me. You know, 4 decoys per per spreader, and again PVC and just bungee cord, right? And then just run a line back to the blind and set a rock on it, so you're not pulling your line up out of the water.
And you just put a 4-way in the center.
Yep, 4-way in the center, and just run the
1/2-inch PVC. So
Yep. And then I use just big swivels, fishing swivels, to connect my decoys to it.
And do you put a jerk string on that too, or just
Yep.
Yeah.
I say run my jerk line back to the blind, and I'll usually put a log or a big rock over it, so when you're pulling, it doesn't come up and move the water, or the line doesn't come out of the water. You know.
Yeah.
Keep the line underwater the whole time, but works pretty good.
That's pretty cool. We made our own raft mats out of the shade fabric that goes around tennis courts. I found a giant roll of it at not a roll. It came all folded up. It was for a tennis court at Martin's. I'm like, hey, you want to try and make some raft mats out of this? And then so we send it to the seamstress, and with one of the store-bought ones.
Yeah,
you had a store-bought one. You're like, can you replicate this? And she's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, but you're right. It probably did cost just about as much.
But it kept her engaged.
And it was the satisfaction of we made our own.
It was.
I tried to make my own raft mat out of it's the plastic like fencing, like
Sure.
the orange, but I bought
The
it
green.
I bought it in green.
Yeah, I use that.
I tried that and made a raft mat, and as soon as it got cold, as soon as things started freezing, the thing was just starting to break apart and
snapped.
like snapped all over the place. So it was
The first one we made was out of a cargo net that goes across the back of a pickup, and we zip tied some decoys to it, and then zip tied the net to some PVC on either end and in the middle, and it worked. It looked like a raft of ducks, just as much as the store-bought one, but it was a pain in the ass to take care of.
right. Well, geez, now I'm kind of getting the idea of like a throw net. You know how it's round, but if you set it so you can just pull your line, as far as like having it bag itself up,
right,
and then throw it out like a cast net.
Well, like the do you use any what do they call that? Texas rigs?
I do have Texas rigs. Yep.
They make a decoy bag. I forget who does, where it looks like a regular decoy bag, but there's a hole in the bottom where you pull all of the weights and the strings out, and you clip it up at the top. And that's the thing. You would set it on the ground, open up the decoy bag, pull it through, over the anchor lines, and then just take it and just heave it.
Yeah.
So there was a couple different ways.
I have one of those. Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah, you probably do. You've got one of everything. Anything you can mention, he's probably got one.
Yeah.
I mean,
anything to make it easier.
Right.
But today, especially now, you got to be dog friendly. There's all kinds of swimming stuff, but you got to be dog friendly. The rafts are dog friendly. Those are wonderful.
Yep.
Dog swimming over the top of that raft.
Yeah, they can walk across it.
That's nothing to
Or they'll
that.
just avoid it because
if they didn't take up so much room in the boat.
Yep.
That's why I said today in a little conference thing, I said, look, you need a boat dedicated to decoys, layout boat, whatever you're doing, and put your people in another boat.
Yep.
You can't mix them together.
No.
Everybody wants to help set out decoys. They're not really
You
decoy
go get in the blind
setters.
and you get ready.
You go get ready.
Have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You take your little coffee cup and you go over there, and I'll take care of this. You have to be around that stuff to understand it's not how it works, it's how it fails.
Yeah.
That's what you got to,
Right.
like we used to have the silhouettes, all the silhouettes were stacked in them. So I put them out and put them back. But if you get the guy that wants to help, and now you got a problem.
Then you got a mess.
It's like giving a kid a fishing rod with a bail on it, And now you got a problem.
You just had to make sure you picked them up in the proper order at the other end of the string with those sleds, because if you started with the narrow end, you're like, damn it, this is gonna be.
You put them upside down.
Yeah.
Once you do it in 4-foot seas and 60-mile-an-hour wind a couple of times, you learn quick. Don't you?
But that's the good thing about a jerk string is it's very realistic. But the bad thing about a jerk string is that you can't have a dog. I mean, you can, but no matter where you put it, the dog is going to run through it. It's going to get pulled. Yeah. It's going to get tangled up.
And crippled ducks are going to go right to it because that's where they died.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of duck to hunt?
Geez, if I can get out early enough, hunting the teals in the woodies, just getting up in those smaller areas, stuff like that. It's, I like that a lot. But, just your blacks and mallards, your puddle ducks. I like to sea duck hunting a little bit, but it's a lot more work. It's a lot more work. Or not a ton more, but it's a lot more work.
It is. And more dangerous.
And you need the bigger boats and
and the ducks aren't as tasty.
They're not as tasty by any means. But yeah, give me a 2-man canoe with half a dozen decoys and paddle up the streams and go sit in those small little bogs and kind of hit everything until it freezes up on me,
How do you cook most of your ducks? On the grill or
right
cast iron?
Right in cast iron, right in the fry pan.
Yeah.
Peppers and onions and salt and pepper and butter.
Yeah, nothing like it.
Don't need to do anything different.
Yep.
Yep. Treat them like steak.
Yep.
What are you using now for a firearm?
I bought kind of a cheapskate. Can't really afford all those nice ones, but I run a Stoger.
Yeah.
I run the
What's wrong with
M3500.
that?
So
There's nothing wrong with
it's
that.
been a great gun for a couple of years. Up until that, I had my father's old Browning over and under that I faithfully. I didn't need a semi. I didn't want that over and under was all I needed. And until one day we were out on Carpentry and we had down to Goose, and he, got up and kind of started swimming away from us. So Uncle and I jumped in the canoe and we started paddling towards him. And I pulled up and 3.5. I gave him one, and like 3-inch, not 3.5. That's why I switched up. But I gave him one right in the back of the head. I mean, like you could see the silhouette of pellets all around him, and he just shook his head a little bit. He kept right on swimming a little faster than we were paddling. I said, "You son of a bitch," and I gave him another one. Shook it right off, and he just kept right on swimming. Finally, we got from here to the lamp away from him, and I was about ready to throw my gun at him, but at that point, I was like, okay, I need something that's going to shoot a big load, and moved on to the M3500.
They're fine guns. There's nothing wrong with those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're made by Benelli,
Benelli,
right?
right,
Yeah, I mean,
all
it's the whole-
Benelli
Benelli
parts.
Beretta,
And
it's all
that
the
was
same
the
deal.
selling point for me. I can get a nice
Yep.
priced, reasonable
Yep.
gun,
Yep.
and have all those Benelli parts and
Nothing wrong with
pieces,
that.
and
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's been a great gun for me.
What's a snack you always bring with you when you're hunting?
Definitely like beefsteak and cheese. And
You're going. That's not a snack. That's a meal. He's bringing a meal with him.
a lot of times now, I carry it in my truck or whatever. I'm doing something just like the squeeze peanut butter, like the Jiffy peanut butter, and just like the little squeeze bag. Not I have one of those. So I get a little hankering for something. I just get a big squirt of peanut butter and keep right on trucking.
He usually hunt with us. There's no time to eat.
That's right. It's just so hot and heavy all the time, right?
Yeah.
Well, you need to let the gun cool
You're
down
either
sometimes,
chasing
so you
or-
got to
yeah,
eat, right? Yeah.
Which I've always got a breakfast sandwich and a chocolate milk in me before I even get to the site, before I even get to the water.
Pre-game, you got a pre-game.
Chocolate milk. I've started my morning with a chocolate milk every day since I was probably 13 years old, 14 years old. It's catching me. It's catching up to me. But yeah,
That's not beer.
chocolate
That's
milk.
chocolate milk.
Certainly not. No.
When are we gonna go? We're gonna get you out.
Yeah, I mean,
You like golden eye shoot? You like,
yeah,
you
I
like
mean,
nice golden eye shoot?
I love just being
later
out
in
there.
the fall. Yeah.
Love being out there. It doesn't matter if it's down on the coast or the little bog down the road here. Georgie and I have paddled through a handful of times, or just being out there. But yeah, definitely want to get out to the islands. Never been out. Always tags always tried to get me to come out, and just never worked out. But
That's a pretty easy hunt. That's a gentleman's hunt, as I refer to
Yeah,
it.
you always
Social hour.
Yeah, right.
Pretty gentlemanly. We come back. It's very gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Après duck is our favorite now.
Yeah.
But no, we've had some success there. It's been fun. You don't have to worry about anybody hollering at you, and you're not
Yeah.
encroaching.
Where's your favorite place to hunt right now? If he's like, I want to go where I love to go, where's that going to be?
I am really enjoying the time in Georgie's Blind at the Y.
Yeah.
At the Y Island. It's just a nice little setup. There's maybe been one day over the last couple of years where we've had people right up on us, but other than that, you don't really see too many in there.
It's nice to have a place where you just feel like, oh, I'm home again. I mean, it's like my down back blind. I've been sitting in that it's 25 years old, but I've been sitting in that area since 1980. So
yeah, and I've been doing a fair amount the past couple of years hunting by myself, just getting out there like spur of the moment, like get up and go, or and it's just tough on the river when you're by yourself. Like anything goes wrong on the river, it's a whole new ball game. Carpentry, it just feels a little calmer, a little safer most of the time.
it's a big lake, though.
It's a big lake, yeah.
It's got a lot of obstacles that you have to avoid.
We had one morning where we were wind was just howling all morning long, and it was time to leave, and the wind had picked up like tenfold, and we're in Georgie's boat, and all of a sudden waves are coming over the bow and stuff's flying everywhere, and I was like, Georgie, turn around. Let's go back to the blind for
Lay it out.
a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to shoot any birds, but let's go back to the island because we're out in the middle of the lake, and I thought sure we were going to go down, but we made it. We made it.
Do you ever have any incidences?
Yeah, I was probably 19, 20 years old. There was probably 6 or 8 of us. We went out to Harpswell, and we were out sea duck hunting. Had 3 boats, one kind of nice bigger boat, a medium boat, and then like a small little John boat. And
Let me guess which one you were in.
I was in the bigger boat.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. All right.
Well, and the bigger boat's the one that went down.
Crap.
So, you know, we had finished up for the day, and you know, some pretty rough sea, and we're going along, headed towards shore, and we're out in the middle of the bay, and the little John boat went flying by us in the big boat. My buddy that was driving the big boat was like, "You're not like, I got the big boat." And as soon as he punched it, we went up off one of those waves and then right down into the bottom of it, and the whole boat filled right up. There was 4 of us, a dog, all our guns, bunch of decoys, and the boat capsized. It didn't sink, it capsized, right? So this is January, you know, late December,
Best
January.
time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Water's very refreshing.
Wicked crisp, you know. So like we're up to our chest sitting in the boat because you got chest waders on, boots are full, and like luckily it was a nicer boat, you know. But yeah, the dog bailed out of the boat. Dog swimming circles around us. We were in the water for probably 20 minutes, if not a little longer. Lobster boat had to come out. Our buddy in the John boat like flew to shore. Got somebody on shore that was at the docks, and a lobster boat had to come out and pluck us out of the water. But
Save the boat.
saved the boat. Yep,
Yeah.
dragged the boat to shore, and you know, kind of saved everything in it. But yeah, that was an awful feeling.
So Ryan is obviously the big deadhead on the show, but you're also a big fan of live music.
Yeah, give me in front of a band, and I'm pretty pumped.
What's the best show you've seen recently?
Well, just this summer was the Fenway shows, the Fish Fenway.
Yeah, we were
2
there.
nights there.
That was good.
That was good. Yeah.
Being fresh in our minds, that's obviously, you know,
The
like,
first and
those,
foremost.
yeah.
First and foremost, I'll tell you one of the best shows I've ever seen, and we were just talking about Red Rocks. It was Primus opening up for the Flaming Lips, and the Flaming Lips did Dark Side of the Moon. It was insane.
They did the whole album?
They did the whole album, Dark Side of the Moon. It was unreal. Like I always had remembered the Flaming Lips from their like one hit.
Yeah,
She don't
you
use-
don't
she
use
don't
you
use
don't use jelly.
jelly.
Yeah,
She don't
yeah.
use jelly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I saw him perform at Red Rocks, and I was just mind blown. Like, how have I not been listening to these guys more? You know, other than the radio edit. You know, but that was probably one of the best shows I've ever been to.
It's always good to discover something new.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I tell you, the lead singer, he comes out, and they're right into the opening set, and you know those big bubbles that you can get inside.
Mm.
They brought one of those out on stage. He gets in the thing, and he starts going up the crowd in the bubble, and everybody's like rolling. And I got a video of it I can find on my phone. I'll show it to you guys if you want. But he's just like in the bubble, and he's going. He gets pretty much 3/4 of the way up to the top at Red Rocks, and then just rolls right back.
It's a
down,
long
right-
ways up.
right, long ways up.
That's some good skiing there.
Yeah.
What was at the bottom? Did you just bounce off the front of the stage?
Yeah, no, they got him back up onto the
Oh, they-
stage. Yeah, it was wild.
That's cool.
Upcoming though, I'm really looking forward to Lucas Nelson is out to the Bowl in the Pines at Sydney.
That's a great place to see shows too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun, that place.
Yep, I went last weekend and saw the Overtones, Rustic Overtones. Kind of always been a fan of those guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I don't think since the station's 25th anniversary. What was that? 97. I haven't seen them since
No kidding.
97,
Yeah.
probably.
They still
Yeah.
rock. They still sound just as good as they did.
Yeah,
or
Dave
if not
Gutter
better.
is still, and you know,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Definitely recommend going to see Lucas Nelson, Willie's
Yeah,
son.
my wife loves him, so
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
I
you
need
know.
to do it. Yeah, no, I do. I had Willie's 90th birthday CD, you know. And I tell you, it's pretty hard to tell them two apart. Lucas has got he been around Daddy. A little.
Yeah.
So when you're out working on camps on bodies of water all the time, do you ever get to go out and hunt after you're done shooting or whatever? Or you
Yes,
got a shooting TV?
sometimes I'll show up early. Camera crew gets there fairly early, but yeah, you can get out there and get an hour or two in before we have to get rolling.
Right the day before, you saw where they're going.
We know right where they're going.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't can leave a name out or not, but when Mikey LaSalle was working with us, we're in the middle of the day. This was up on Moosehead, and pretty secluded spot. And midday, all of a sudden, a couple birds fly in. Mikey's like, Jedi, where's the guns at? And I said, well, mine's in my truck, and yours, I think, is in the camp. So he comes running out, and boom, he blasts the two birds, got the two birds down, and there was no canoe around. There was no nothing. So Mikey swims out, or like wades out after him, gets the ducks. And I'm like, all right, probably shouldn't be doing that. I said, well, wait till we can actually set up and hunt. And he's like, yeah, but I got two birds. And I was like, that's sweet. So I get going kind of back to work, and 5 minutes goes by. I look back, and Mikey's got those two birds wide open on my table saw, feathering them, breasting them, just like dressing the birds right on. There's blood all over my table saw. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Come on. What? It's all right. It's just blood.
That would be Mikey.
Yeah, it's just blood.
Cook them up for lunch.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, we do a lot of cooking on set sometimes when we're at those remote places or further away.
Because you guys work on so many places, here's something that I thought about. Because there are so many old camps, are there any haunted ones?
I would like to believe in the paranormal, but I have a hard time.
You haven't seen any weird things in any of those old camps when you're remodeling or anything like that?
I mean, definitely some weird stuff in these camps, but like no chairs rocking or doors slamming or I have yet to see it.
Yeah, I bet you see some things. What's the most disgusting thing you see in some of those old camps?
The amount of dead animals that are either under these places or in the walls. I tell you, one place we did, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Snakes, dead snakes, and snake skins, like in the windows, in the door jambs, in like the rafters. I mean, every inch of this place had little snake skins and dead snakes. This big. There had to have been a couple hundred of them throughout the place. Just garter snakes, I'm sure, of some sorts or whatever. Nothing harmful, but yeah, they were all through the building.
Hopefully, it wasn't Harrison Ford's new place.
Yeah.
He ate snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to
be snakes?
Because you guys are always remodeling other people's work. What's one of the biggest construction mistakes that you guys always run into?
Just framing wise, right? Like framing's always just all over the place or wasn't engineered or anything of any sort. So it's like
you got no idea how far the studs are apart in the wall,
right? And as far as that goes, that's why we use like your wide pine boards for all of our sheathing instead of plywood. These old places, the framing's off. A 4x8 sheet of plywood might be 3 inches shorter than your stud length, and now you've got waste, or it's longer, and you've got so much more waste when we use sheet goods.
Yeah, you guys never use sheetrock.
No. Same thing. It's not a camp if it's got sheetrock in it.
So basically, you're running shiplap.
Yeah, just
like a 1x8 or something.
1x10, 1x12. Super board.
Yep.
I call it the super board, but it's
because it's planed on one side, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah, it's a shiplap, and it goes up, and you've got your 8s, 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s, so you can really cut the length on all these stud widths and still use the remaining piece. When you cut a piece of plywood down, you're not using the extra anywhere.
You know, a lot of these camps were built with a half gallon and a case of beer on a weekend.
Yep.
4 buddies got together and we're going to have a camp.
And not one level on site.
Nope. Some cement blocks,
Walls that
some
go
posts.
like this. And,
Looks good to me.
Yep.
And then here you guys come along decades later and on TV.
and try to straighten them out. You know, we want to start with that first. We want a place to be straight and secure and solid and safe, you know. But it's tough with a lot of these places. Like, wall might be out like this, and then 10 years later they put a bunch of windows in there, or, you know, the wall's crooked and they put a door in there. Well, when we come and straighten the thing out, the door now looks like this.
You can't open it.
You can't open it, you know. So we got to go through that whole step whenever we're straightening a place out. Some of them we've had to remove all the windows just because the place needed to move so much that the windows they all would have busted. They all would have blown right out.
What's your favorite part of carpentry? Do you like framing, finish, demo? Nobody likes roofing or sheathing, so I won't even ask you about that.
I used to run the roof like you wouldn't believe. I loved roofing. Nowadays, not so much. It's just it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
But you know, with us, we're pretty lucky. We get to do all of it from start to finish. You know, so it's not like I'm on a framing crew and I'm framing every day and just staring at the same thing every day. We go through the whole process. So it's I kind of love every bit of it, you know.
Really, you don't look forward to the finished work, or you know, or like getting a lot of stuff done, framing in a day. It's like, oh, look at that, you know.
Framing's awesome, you know, when you've got a place framed up, or you're putting beams in, and you know you've got that structure done and complete. It's like, all right, boom, here we go.
Right, it's a house now, or whatever.
It's a solid unit.
Yeah.
No, nothing I really look, you know, forward to more than any of the other stuff.
Do you guys even carry hammers anymore?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, absolutely.
I mean, I've done a lot of construction on my garage here, an apartment upstairs and all that. And I'm thinking, how many times have I actually swung a hammer? I think maybe just to bang something, you know, into place. But I mean, I didn't sink any 10-penny, 8-penny nails into the framing, or I didn't sink any roofing nails with the hammer. I mean, I didn't even do trim. You know, we used to have a little box of all the trim nails, and I was the base and shoe guy when I was 8. You know, and I had my little trim hammer and my nail set, and you know, but
now it's all it's all guns. It's all nail guns, you know.
It makes it so much faster, but there's something about it where it's like, I don't know, I miss swinging the hammer, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we use a hammer quite often, you know. When even with your framing guns and stuff, you're still beating boards around or setting, you know, your framing nails and stuff like that. Or gotta have a hammer with you, you know, at all times. But yeah, the pneumatic stuff's making it pretty easy.
I know. I mean, it used to be, you know, you could tell how experienced somebody was just by the way they hammered a nail, you know.
Yeah.
Your hand was at the end of the handle, and it took 2 to get an 8 in, 3 to get a 10 in, you know.
People trying to scare the nail in.
Yeah, you know, putting their hand up by the head of the hammer.
Yeah. But I've done a few roofs by hand, you know, and that's definitely nothing I'd want to bring back or attempt again.
What's your favorite new tool then? What's the best modern convenience, do you think, for construction right now? Is it the pneumatic stuff?
Well,
Is it
yeah.
just the guns?
I mean, I'm a tool junkie. My good buddy BT always makes fun of me. He's like, "Wait, do you have a prescription to Obscure Tool Quarterly?" Because I've always got these new, like, weird tools or something that just came out, wanting to try or whatnot.
A palm nailer or something.
Right? Like,
you know,
mostly just for like your strong ties and stuff when you're decking and whatnot. But little spots, if you were to hand nail or have to hand nail, those palm nailers are sweet. But yeah, the multi-tool, I think the multi-tool.
Oh, the plunge cutter, or whatever you would call it. Yeah, where you can put the different blades, you can cut sheetrock with it.
I don't know what we ever did or what people did without those. It's just every instance I use that thing more than I use anything. Even like when I'm doing a roof, they make the hook blades that go on them. So all my asphalt shingles, I can make all my cuts with that multi-tool.
Oh, yeah.
Just right down the ridge line. And
use the hook blade on sheetrock too.
yes, yep. But yeah, that multi-tool. They make even a box for sheetrocking where you just and it cuts out the perfect size of the box for the for your outlets and stuff. But yeah, to me the biggest advancement would be the multi-tool. Very handy.
They are good.
Yep.
Yeah, tell us about your golf career now. You were mentioning before we started that you're into golf now. You're a golf dude.
Yeah, when you asked about if I was using a hammer much anymore, yes, I still use a hammer, but use a golf club a little bit more than I do a hammer.
Yeah.
I got addicted to golf about 2 years ago. I don't know why. I just always had fun doing it.
It happens, man. It happens.
It happens, and now I am a professional fourth. So I am a professional scramble golfer.
You ever need somebody on? Yep.
I'm your guy.
Would we be using your drive?
Some of each.
Oh,
Some of
really?
each.
Well,
Yes.
then you would be a good fourth.
Yeah. Yep. I can't put together a great round consistently
Individually.
individually.
Well, that doesn't
it's
matter.
just-
We're in a scramble.
Right, we're in a scramble, and yeah, we get 4 shots at it. But
You always have something to offer on that hole. Yeah.
We're going to be using my ball
At some
a
point.
third of the time.
Once and drinking my beer the rest of the
Right,
time.
exactly. Tabs on me. But yeah, I do a lot of fundraisers and charity events, golf events, and I was just tired of being a slouch, and I was like, I want to figure this game out, so when I go do these tournaments, that I'm going to be somewhat useful. But
I
And
do.
how's that worked out for you?
fairly good.
Yeah,
I sometimes I think I overcommit. Friday, I am doing a fundraiser for the Monmouth Fire Department down at the Meadows. And then Monday, I'm doing a golf tournament at the Augusta Country Club for the Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber, yeah.
And then Tuesday, I'm doing one at Sugarloaf for Western Maine Youth Association. And then Wednesday, I am doing one at Waterville Country Club for America's Youth Organization. And then Thursday, I'm doing one down in Bath for it's a canines on the front line. It's
So where are you in the FedEx standings?
at the bottom, at the bottom. But yeah, I have seven fundraiser tournaments, golf tournaments over the next 9 days.
And then you still putting eggs in your snowmobile suit.
Yeah,
I mean, I appreciate you using your ability to fundraise. That's very good of you.
it's and we all do it.
That's very good. Yes,
Chase,
it is. Yeah,
Ryan,
yeah.
Ashley, Dixie,
Yeah.
we all try to help out. It's we're
And you pick good, genuine causes.
yeah, yep. No, any time you can do something and help somebody else out, because it's not easy to help people. Really, it is, but it's
It's easy to walk away from people.
easy, right? And a lot more people than we had hoped need help and want help, or just don't know how to go about it.
And it's good that you recognize that you can help them.
Yep.
Just by your participation,
Yep, and that's what it is. Show up and
But you enjoy yourself while you're doing it. Too.
always.
You know that. You'll
Yep.
display your inept ability to play golf.
Yep, and the people we're doing it for, they're so appreciative. But our fans are just awesome. Every one of them. So at these events, we get a lot of fans that are coming out to these events just to hang out.
Little Happy Gilmore here.
Yeah.
What are those lobster bakes like? That must be great. I mean, everybody is there
It's
and happy to see you guys and in a good mood, and you've had some great weather for them.
yeah, yep. We've had a couple over the years that have just been absolutely downpour, and those people don't
Still
budge an
sold
inch,
out.
don't budge an inch.
Okay.
Every ticket's full. Yeah, and it's wild. Like, you go to the parking lot before we open the doors to the place, and the line goes all the way out the parking lot and around the corner and into the other parking
They're
lot.
up to Longfellow's
They're
buying
up to Long-
flowers.
Yeah, and every state you can think of is on a license plate in the parking lot.
You do 2 a year?
We used to do like 6 a year. I think this year we cut it down to 4 maybe.
If they just ran all the raw footage and did not edit it out, how many of the parental advisory warnings would have to be placed? Adult language.
I don't belong on family television. No, we keep it pretty clean for all the time. You know, I mean, everybody's got their jokes and their wit that comes out every now and then. That's not always.
They may have to put a nudity warning. I'm sure that Doug the plumber's ass crack has been has been on the cutting room floor a number of times.
Yep. And there was one that I have no idea how it made it. This was probably season 3, maybe season 4. We were down on the coast, and Ashley was doing a little bit where she was going to go out and dig us some clams so we could all have some clams, you know, after work and whatnot. And her and Ryan had been kind of bickering back and forth all afternoon. Yeah. So they were at each other pretty good in a fun way, but they were at each other. And so Ashley's out in the mud flats, and all of a sudden just buried, you know. And she was out there, and we're all on shore, and she's hollering, and the cameras are loving it, so they're trying to do everything they can. And Ryan, and this was in the episode, Ryan hollers out across. He's like, "Yeah, all right, have fun. See you next Tuesday." And he waves and turns around and walks off. And it made the episode. Yeah. See you next Tuesday. The network didn't pick up on it.
They didn't pick that up. They did not pick that up. Oh,
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, you guys are a good group. You're fun to watch. You guys are fun to watch. You're locals. You're Mainers.
We have a lot of fun doing it, and you know we're very thankful that it's gone as far as it has, and you know wouldn't change a thing.
No. Well, thanks for spending time with us, man,
Yeah.
and talking about duck hunting. We're getting close to the season. We're starting to talk
We're gonna
ducks.
finally start talking ducks.
Yes. Well, we got to get out there, and maybe I'll get a couple of my camera guys, some of the film crew. Maybe
We'll hold you to it.
we'll
I don't
document
know
a little
about that.
segment for the people.
Well, that easy on the island if we want to do it. We can do it.
Yeah.
We're set up for it.
Awesome. Well, again, thanks for coming, and good luck with the success of Maine Cabin Masters. And I know you guys are moving to HGTV and all that. You got all kinds of things happening now.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll be moving to HGTV soon. So you know, if you see those episodes on HGTV, check them out. The new All In. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of help, and pretty sweet if we jump over to HGTV.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Cool. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
man.
See you, Bill.
Goodbye.
Quack.